Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. My name is Lady J. I'm going to be talking about the mental health. And before we start, I would just want to say a little bit of prayer, if you don't mind. Can we please rise up to our feet, please? King of Glory, we just want to thank you for this gathering. We just want to thank you for our Black African community. We're talking about mental well-being, our mental well-being. But Lord, we commit and render our ladies, our mothers, our sisters, our aunties, our friends into your hand. Father Lord, as we gathered here together, oh dear God, let your glory prevail. Father Lord, we come against every, if you're really complex, every stigma, every fear of the uncertainty. Father Lord God, we exalt your holy name. As we've gathered, oh God, that our mind and our heart is receptive. We're open, oh God, to receive corrections like never before. In Jesus' name. Yes, I'm going to be talking about myself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm very, very glad that you guys are here. Sorry that we're starting late due to one or two circumstances. I'm going to be talking about mental health, and I'll call upon a mediator to talk about mental health first aid as well. But I'm going to be we're sharing our own bit of stories. So, but in the first place, I will be talking about mental health is a universal issue that does not discriminate. It impacts everyone, your statute, society, statute, notwithstanding. We need to look after our health and make time to look into our physical, mental well-being. We need to do this because it's very important. Sometimes we shy away from it. We think it does not matter. We go after money. We go after our jobs, running after activities, forgetting our own self. And in the other hand, I don't want to go too deep into it. Sometimes we forget about our children because we're going after money, which is not good. So we need to look into our mental well-being. One, breakdown, walking and quality rest are essential for our body to function properly. We will need to listen to our bodies and sort needed, and sort ourselves for rest because we need rest. If we do not rest, there is an issue. There will be a mental breakdown. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm okay. I have the strength to do it. I can do it. I can do this. And we know we cannot do it. We're just pushing ourselves. Mental health is very, very important. We need rest. No matter how the work, at least sometimes a 5 minutes rest will go a long way. But we need at least 6 hours rest in our day-to-day activities. And we also need to support ourselves, support each other as ladies, as sisters, as aunties. We need to support ourselves. We need to bring down ourselves from stress, and we don't need to be ashamed to say, oh, because I'm stressed, or stigma. No, we shouldn't do that. It's very, very important. Sometimes we'll be ashamed because what people will say. We find it difficult to voice out, to say things that we need to say out for us to have support. So because of this, I'm urging us, and I'll tell you guys my own personal story. It's going to be a stepping stone because we tell stories, we share our stories, and we'll meet one another. We'll support you in wherever area that you need support, because it's very, very important. Mental health is very broad, it's wide. So I'm going to be taking it step by step. And I'll thank you all for coming. Thank you.
Good afternoon again to all the beautiful ladies out here. My name is Dr. Blessing Nubiwon, but I am not a medical doctor. I hold a doctorate degree in business administration and environmental sustainability. And I am a mental health first aider. Yes, so I have an idea. I have to thank her very much for the introduction she gave, because she kind of talked about mental health in a nutshell. Yeah, so I am going to support what she has said. I like you to know straight away that my role as a mental health first aider is not to diagnose you with anyone at all with any mental health issue. So what I am supposed to do is basically to raise awareness and normalize conversations like this. In fact, this is a good starting point for mental health conversations, and then guide you to the right support. So I know a few places that you could go to if you have any issues. I can listen to you without judgment. It's not my role to say, all these women, this and this and this and this has happened. No. I also note that all of us here are Black African women. We could come from different parts of Africa. I am from Nigeria. These are my two daughters. They are Nigerian. I'm Urobo, they are Yoruba. But just to give you a bit of context and background to the issues, and we kind of face similar issues here. Most of us came from Africa, right? And except for our kids, like this beautiful girl who must have been born here, we all, came from Africa. And by that singular act of migration or moving from one environment to another environment, we have challenges that we have to face. Even in Nigeria, there, our hometown, we have challenges. If you come up for worry, can everybody hear my pidgin?
Yes.
Hmm? Yeah, yeah.
No, she can. She's
okay. All right.
From
If you
Cote
come
d'Ivoire.
you're from Cote d'Ivoire, good and interesting. You know what? My bad. I like to know everybody's name before I start something like this, right?
So I'm Juliana.
yeah.
You call me Lady
Lady
J.
J. Okay. I am Blessing. You call me Dr. Blessing. And
Stephanie.
okay.
Aziza.
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 Nicole.
Nicole.
Nicole. My camera lady. How are you? What's your name?
My name's Ochiko.
Huh?
Ochiko.
Ochiko.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about that name. Okay.
My name is Queen. You can call me Queen.
Good. I know how. So, but I'm just asking. I know them. Okay. Great. So, you see, so that's a good basis to start any conversation. Yeah. So, like I said, this is the best place that we can have this situation.
Sorry,
when
feel
we
free and
meet
play.
here,
I'm doing
we talk.
Yeah, I'm doing
I used to
my
have
mental
like
health.
a room. It's just a women's group, but we just call it our ranting
Come and
room.
take this girl if she
We just
will allow you.
rant. We just talk about issues that bother us.
You can
And
come-
at that
oh, you
point,
can
it's not
carry her, don't
judgmental.
worry.
We just
Yeah, don't worry.
anybody
I'll
that
come,
wants to
okay?
talk, just talks, because whether you like it or not, talking helps. Yeah, the best way to start a mental health crisis is to shut someone up. Any opportunity you have to give counsel, listen to somebody without interjections or trying to correct, please take it. And to be honest, we are all potential mental health victims because of the dynamics of the society that we find ourselves. I'll give you an example. Two people, can have one same trauma and they react differently. Yeah. So that's why it's like I said, we're all potential. Some people, a guy can come here with a gun, shoot, and maybe steal your bag. The one person here would say, take the bag and go. And the other person will melt and be shouting. People will say, is it not the same, situation that happened just now? Why is this person reacting differently? Because we're all built differently. Yeah. So that's the essence. And another thing I'll let you know about mental health discussions is that it ends here. Yeah, I could tell you that this morning I had a big shout with my husband. I called the police on him. He's in handcuffs, and as I speak to you, he's not at the police station. Please let it end here, right? So we have that as a common ground. Whatever we do here to help ourselves as Black African women within the context, please. Yeah. We're going to build like she has started, yes, a strong community of very dynamic and strong women. Because whether you like it or not, sometimes you are angry, you're crying as you're talking about it to the next person. Before you finish, the tears has ended. Yeah. So that's the essence of having conversations like this. And some of the triggers, yeah, of mental health issues is the way we find ourselves. We can be isolated. No matter how talkative we are, we tend to see that we could become isolated by the fact that, oh, this one is Jamaican. You see two people speaking a language, and immediately you feel left out, and that could affect you one way or the other. Yeah. Then discrimination. Oh, at work, this person is a manager, and this one is a supervisor, and this one is an operator. Yeah, I'm just giving examples. This one is level band 5, this is band 7, right? Yeah, the kind of conversations we have, NHS and stuff like that. Depending on the role, you begin to feel discriminated if your manager says you have to do something. Yeah. And then you have immigration issues. Some people are here, they don't have paper. All of those things are drivers. They are things, that drive mental health situations and stress. I'm just coming from, like, the whole of yesterday. I was ill. The whole of last night, I was ill. So by the time you ask me to do something today, trust me, I am already stressed up. So there's so many, and whether we like it or not, we all have different roles. If you even have just a job, you don't have a child, you interact with your colleagues, Abby. You're going home, you take the bus, you interact with people. There are several juggles. You go to church, you go to you belong to one thing or the other, and then you wear multiple hats within those spaces, and that also can be a source, of mental health. So issues, your period, you're a woman, you have menstrual periods, or sometimes if you have gone past that, perimenopause, or you have so many things, hormonal imbalance. There's so many drivers of mental health. So because there's so many, we need to speak up. I really, if you know how much I appreciate Lady J for this, yeah, any opportunity we see, we need to speak up so that we can get off that bandwagon. And because mental health has the potential to escalate into something that you don't know. Let me give you an example. At my work, there's this lady. I didn't know what her issues are, but it got so bad. She was taken off work for 6 months, and it was just a simple conversation. What was the conversation? You're having an appraisal tomorrow. This woman spiraled into, oh no, the HR does not like me. Why do I have to have? Why didn't they start appraisal for this person? And that it was a big meltdown, right? They had to call taxi. That was where we started this mental health journey from. So after that, I now requested, how can we help situations like that? Because this woman comes to work every day, okay, normal. What happened between yesterday and today that she didn't come to work for 6 months? Because we didn't know that there were background issues. So you have to get I had to get that training. So I'm trained to, if I see somebody is like teetering on the edge, of an episode, I'll be able to say, manage, that situation. I have that training now. I'm able to, I better understand people, understand situations. Right, so that's coming from a mental health first aider, telling you that whatever is happening to you is important. Don't feel that, oh, this is too small. If I say, they'll look at me like this one has started. No, because that small stressor, as little as it is, can overwhelm you, and it could escalate into something. So before I run along with myself, I like an interactive session. Does anyone have something they like to mention or discuss about mental health in your mind? What do you think a mental health episode or situation is? Any volunteers? Okay. If you you want to say something? Did I see your hand up? I'm imagining things.
Yeah, I'm going to say something.
Okay.
This is me again, Lady J. I'm going to start with my own story so it will motivate people to come in to loosen up, because sometimes people seem to, think to shy away from the truth, but the truths remain the truth. So, as I said earlier on, my name is Juliana Akmutayobo, but I call myself Lady J. So, I'm going to begin. I have a lot of stories to tell. And the thing that gave me the inspiration to form this foundation called the Mended Foundation, because I don't want to call it the broken people. I don't want to call it the downcast people. So I call it the Mended Foundation, because we can come as a family, as a community to build up, to stand tall again. When you feel you're weak, in the weakness, that's when the strength comes up. So I'll go with this because I said this earlier on in my clip, a little bit of it, and I'm going to play us a video for us to watch, just like Dr. Blessing talked about, tiptoeing, things that will give you signs of mental breakdown, little clips. I'm going to give you a little clip of just 1 minute, 28 seconds. But before I do that, I'm going to talk about myself, the thing that drives me into opening the Mended Foundation. Come 2020, I was a registered childminder. I was a nursery practitioner, early year practitioner, teacher. So I went to open my own setting. I was working as a registered childminder. Everywhere was blossom and everything. So just like as I said, it's going to come in clips. So I'll talk about the clips about my business. Then the other one, when it comes to marital aspect, I'm going to go into that marital aspect and I will dive into. A lot of people tend to put it under the carpet, but it's real. I will tell you guys, for you guys to know. I'll have another program coming up again and I'll dive into the marital aspect of the mental health issue. So as a registered childminder, which I was doing, my business started 2017. During the pandemic, I was closed down because of my landlord and other issues. When she came, the first issue was that, oh, someone came into my property that is not meant to be there, blah, blah, blah. So I told them that I have got the right for a visitor to come into my place. As far as the visitor do not live in my property for 30 days. So they withdrew my fundings, the children that the government paid for, they withdrew them. With the withdrawing of those funded children, children are still coming. The mat talk, they come because of the quality of the care that I give to the children. They still came back again. She reported me during the pandemic. Come June 6th, I was forced to redesign with immediately effect without knowing what I had done. Then the next thing they told me, oh, blah, blah, that I was not meant to use the property for my business, which I've been there for 5 years, on 6 years on the run. So they said I have to resign or I'll be strike off. So I asked the question, do I need to call my lawyer? They said, no, I have to do it right there in there. So and I said, okay, if I should resign, do I have the right to reopen? They said, yes, that my landlord reported me. And I said, okay. So I was forced to resign within less than 10 minutes. I resigned. Then I was going on and on, trying to talk to people. Everybody is going busy doing one or two things. Everybody was trying to mind their business. The few people that gives you listening ear, those are the things that drives me. Those are my driving forces to Mended Foundation. So I was there. Even my own sister told me, oh, don't go out, just stay indoor. I said, no, I'm not the indoor person. Even though I might be quiet sometimes, but since I came out of my shyness, I burst forth. I like going out and everything. So I said I will not, stay indoor, because I know if I should stay indoor, that's where you see the depression creeps in, the anxiety and everything creeps in. I refuse to let those things put me down. I got a solicitor and I started going on. We went to court. Then the lady came again. They came to try to reopen me. She said, oh, where I had to reopen is too small. And secondly, I was blackmailing by putting the 9th and day, because I had out of sight that I didn't take the poster out. So she said, okay. So they refused to give to me. Then we went to court. They said I should go and work with my council, my community. I said, no, I don't want to work with my council. I want to work for myself. So this was how when I went to court. For 3 years, 9 months, we were in court. And after 3 years, 9 months, I got my license back, which is 2024, January 23rd. Thank you very much. And after that, during that 3 year, 9 months, I now decided to say, I don't want to be redundant because it will creep in. Those, depression, anxiety will creep in. So I went into mental health. So when I was there, I was doing a talking therapy, talking to people, when they'll say, oh, they're depressed, a lot of people kill themselves. A lot of people went gaga just for minor thing. I know how much I spent in courts. I know what I went through for the 3 years, 9 months.
Ladies,
So I'll tell them,
I have a question for you.
okay,
Yeah,
Go
during
ahead.
those times, did you have like low moments?
I have low moments, but what I do, I pray. Sometimes I cry it out. Sometimes I cry it out. Sometimes I talk it out. I'll just go meet a friend and I will be talking. And I have this, handsome and perfect, should I call him my partner? As at then, he gave me a shoulder to cry on. He
Okay.
was there. Is he financially? Is he listening here? He was there for me. He was there for me every moment when I was down.
Was there a change in your lifestyle,
As at then,
did it affect your sleep? Did it affect your ability to relate with people? Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, it do affect me in a way, but I intend not to let it bring me down. One, it stopped me from mixing up with the society the way I used to. So these are the things people don't say. It stopped me from relating with the people I used to relate with. It stopped me from going out the way I used to go out, talking to people. I'll feel, oh no, oh Juliana, you don't have money. They will think you're not relevant. So what are you saying?
Yes,
You're not the
feel
Juliana.
small.
Yeah, you're not the Juliana you used to be. You used to be very, bubbling and everything.
Lots of
But now
money
you're
to
kind of a
spend.
little bit, withdrawn. So I looked at myself. So, and I started talking to myself when my sister said, you don't need to go out. You need to stay indoor. And I told my sister, I said, no, no, no. Because if I stay indoor, meaning that you want me to depress, and I refuse to take depression. So I refused it. I keep saying my Bible. I keep talking to myself, making my daughter my best friend. She's my mate. Everything I discuss with her, I share ideas with her. I talk to her. We share conversation together. So while I was working in the hospital that I was working, supporting those people with mental breakdown, sometimes I take them out for shopping. I have a conversation with them. We talk. Those are confidential. Lady. So I have a conversation with them. I'll tell them, oh, what you're going through is nothing compared to what I'm going through. I tell them my own story, how I lost my job, what I've spent going to court and everything. I told them how much I make per annum. So they were kind of, wow, and you're still standing talking to us. I said, that's it. I said, where your weakness start from, that's where the strength comes. You feel you're down. No, but when you look at it, at the end of every tunnel, there's always a light. When you think you're down, dust up yourself. Just walk like me. I like going into the city sometime. When I go into the city, I'll be refreshed because I'll see a lot of things, people going up and down, various things. I'll not pick up the good ideas for myself.
I like to window shop. One of my coping strategies. I'll go to one of these big malls. I might not buy anything, but I'll just be be so happy at the end of the day. Yeah. So, yeah, you're tied into my presentation. So it's something, you can do that. I mean, it
So
helps.
those are the things I do.
She has something to say?
Go on.
What motivates you to continue?
To continue. That's what I'm saying. I was praying and I was telling myself, I can never be down and I don't want to be depressed. I have to have my license back because this is me. I wasn't working for just the money. I was working because it's my lifestyle, is my passion. That was my drive. So I keep saying, no, I'm going to get it back because I've done nothing and I know how to definitely get it back. Because when I was conversing with them, asking them, they've got no hold on it against me. So I've not done any harm to any child. I've not done any harm to any parents. So because of this, the whole parents wanted to go with me to court for justice. But as God may do it, it takes its own course, and I got it. So prayer, going out, having fun, smiling, talking to people while I was at work there, putting smile on people's faces. So when I now take them out, when they're trying to recover, when they go out to get a property for themselves, I go with them, I go shopping with them, I talk to them. There are some suicidal, a lot of them, sometimes when I go back, I'll see that, oh, sorry, he's passed on. I'll feel bad. Oh, some will come, oh, Juliana, I like talking to you. I want to see you. I said, no, you can't always see me because I'm running shift. So when I came back, they said they took him to another ward. Oh, Juliana, can I come and see you? I said, oh, no, you can't see me. Sometimes they will call the ward I am. I said, no, you can't see me. Sometimes I'll just walk down to see them. Sometimes I pray because they don't allow prayer in the hospital. Sometimes I do that within me. During my break time, they know me that I pray a lot. I want to see them recover. I want to see them well again, back on their feet. So these are my driving force, to see people coming out of their brokenness. So that's why I don't call it broken people. I was thinking about calling it the broken people. So I call them the mended people, because when you are strong, when you go through the mental breakdown, and when you come out, you'll be strong. You'll be as a rock. You're unshakable. Nothing moves you anymore. So do I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Yes,
So
thank you very much.
These are my driving force that made me
Of her question, rather.
to have the Mental Health Foundation. And I said this mental health awareness is a lot. I've got a lot of my own personal stories, and I've got a lot of stories of friends. Sometimes I want some people to say their one, but my one, I'm going to be giving it to you bit by bit. And this mental health, because of this, a lot of women, they work all the time regarding to work. I see them coming to work, but the kids, some of them, you see them lock up their kids. That's why you see young teenagers stabbing and elderly people stabbing their peers, because the mothers are all about working. They don't think about their kids. They want to make 14-hour shifts just to make money. They want to build house in Africa. They want to do this. They want to look the best. They want to do this. No. Sometimes I sit down and ask myself, how many rooms can I sleep in a day? Can I ask any of you questions?
Sure.
Please, how many rooms do you sleep in a day? In the night? One. How many beds do you sleep in at night? So why do you build houses?
Yeah, you can live in. At this.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
People are doing it.
Thank you.
That's why you're doing it.
Expectation, societal expectation. Yes.
So if I may ask, Sister Fume, what are your reasons of not building a house in Africa? Do you have a reason?
Because I'm not living there. I want to be comfortable where I am.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Let me. Can I share a phrase?
Yeah, I'll let you. Let me just finish random, then I'll give you time. I'll give people
No, I
time
want to
talk.
tie into what she said.
Okay, go on. Go on.
Yeah, it's a friend told me that I am not going to let my today suffer because I want to enjoy tomorrow that I may not reach. Yeah. So
That is a good one.
yes. So my today must enjoy as well as my tomorrow. So you have to balance it. Yeah.
And sorry, I know you're a young teenager that will soon come to be a mom. Is it right for your mom to leave you without caring for you or knowing where you are at a particular time? Is it right for your mom all day to 14 hours shift not to care about your whereabouts or talk to you?
I feel like it's unsafe.
Out. I don't want to come where you are, but I need to know that you're in Stratford when you
Yeah.
say I'm in Stratford. When you are leaving Stratford, I
The
need to
light.
know that you're
Exactly.
Stratford.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time when she says, "Oh, when she's leaving Stratford," I say, "Mom, I'm leaving Stratford. I'm now going to the other side of the village." I said, "Okay, I'll see you later." But
Louder.
if you meet, if you are going somewhere else, that's why I'm saying it happens a lot. That the child will go to say, "Oh, Mom, I'm going to my friend's place. What area? Oh, I'm going to Stratford." Okay, they've left Stratford. They've now gone to Leighton. They don't let you know. So if anything happens at that time, you're thinking, my child is in Stratford.
Stratford, yeah.
So now they call you, they say your child is now in Leytonstone, she fell down, and you come home and think, my daughter knows me, I'm a warrior when we come to that. Sit down, why? How? Think. I often think. There's this film they call Taking. I said, go and watch that film. They went for a holiday. One of them died. All these things you have to now. This is the society has changed from when we were here, because I was born here, but they took me to Africa and I came back. So this I have two different kind of worlds that I came into. I came back here and thinking, oh God, what's going on here? Where a child can just talk to you anyhow and they think they go away. In Africa, you talk to an adult, they tap your head from the back. What the. But here you do it and get away with it. But so all these things I let my daughter know. So she used to say, "Mom, it's your time. It was your time." That was how they were doing things then. I said, "Yeah, but we can still bring it to them, because they are the good ones."
Yeah.
Telling your parents where you're going, how it's not that we want to monitor you.
I want to monitor you.
Yes.
Yes, it's for your safety.
No, when they are 12, when you begin to give them that leeway, and when you tell them why, and you let them go, listen, they do listen. My daughter said she was going somewhere, and the friend said, "Oh, these guys, because they're grown up.
Yeah.
There's this guy saying we should go to." So my daughter said, "No. If I'm going anywhere, I need to call my mom." She said she heard my voice in her head. She was telling me, she said, "Mom, this thing you're doing is really bad because I heard your voice in my head." So all these things works.
It does. It does.
It works.
I say to my friends, you see that voice. Don't stop. Just to don't stop, because
stop.
the voice, it never goes away. Even till now, there are some things my mom and my grandmother has said to me. It still plays. So she says, I tell her. She says she doesn't want to go. I said, even if she doesn't listen, I will follow you and say it. Oh, I'll say it. So it stays in there. I think that's what maybe the society here. That's the difference between our society in back home in Africa and here. Because our mothers in Africa are unrelenting. They will push you. They will talk and never finish talking. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I have a question for you.
Young lady. Unrelenting.
So how do you see yourself when your friend asks you to come, let's go out? Don't bother, don't tell your mom, let's just go out.
I don't really like going out, so
No, when your friend said, can we go out? And you now said, oh, I want to talk to my mom. And he said, could you please don't do that? How do you feel?
I would feel alone because how are we going to tell me not to tell my mom? Not where I'm going.
So do you think peer pressure play a lot on you, or does it not?
Hey, it does.
It does.
It does.
Hold on, I'm asking her a question. This one relates to her.
Yeah,
I'm coming there. And how would you feel when your friend said, oh, we're going to sleep over. Oh, this weekend we're sleeping over tonight. And they start going sleeping over. And in the night, they're having a party, boogie down, and something happened. Will you tell mommy when you get home?
Yeah, we have tea time. She tells me, tea. Mom, I have tea for you.
Thank you for that. Because just like when you heard, I think, was it not last week or this week, when the 12 years old, they went to a sleepover. It's on Facebook everywhere. They went a sleepover And this little girl started watching all her friends. The dad made this mango smoothie. They all drank it. They were going drowsy, high, falling asleep and everything. So she held it. She was sipping already, but she has not drank it. When she looked at other friend, they were, feeling drowsy. She dropped it. Immediately she sent a mom. Can you come and get me out of this place, mom, right now? And when the mom looked at the time, it was 1 p.m.
or something.
1 a.m. in the middle of the night. And because they were on a WhatsApp group, the mom sent it to the WhatsApp group that my child is calling me to come and pick her at 1 a.m. Where is this venue? The mother did not know the place. So she had to get this address from the WhatsApp group, and they all drove there, saying the children on drugs. They took them to the hospital and they tested them. They said they were on drugs. Tell me, what was he?
What the intention?
These are mothers. Oh, let her go for the weekend. Let her have a time and be myself.
I don't this will hate me, but
The only place you can sleep is my sister's place.
So these are the things we should think. We should look. Huh?
Thank me later. Yeah.
Maid child, about the maid child. I'm going to talk about the maid child. That's why I said it's going to be a series. I'm talking about the African women. Yeah, I'm talking about the African women. I've not come to the young aunties that are going to be mothers soon. Because with this, a child will be violated. Without you knowing, the child will be pregnant. When the child is pregnant, a child is pregnant to have a child. When she's not even in her teenage age completely. She has not exhibited her teenage age. Is going to be a mother. You see some teenage child, they are mother of 2 or 3. When a 3-year-old child is still wearing a pamper, how would you feel if your 3 years old is still wearing a pamper? Are you a good mother?
Maybe they do.
It says a lot.
They don't know.
She said, what did you say?
3-year-old.
When your 3 years old is still wearing a nappy, a pampers.
Well, it depends. Yes, it depends. There are different circumstances. Yeah, some people wean off really early, and some do not. Yeah. So when no 2 children are the same, to be honest.
They are all unique.
Yeah. So it depends on the circumstance. Before I go to say whether the mom is good or not, I need to know the context within which, that happens.
In the circumstances in the EYFS, at 3, a child should be out of.
No, that's in an ideal situation, but it's never an ideal situation.
That
Come to learn that, yeah.
Listen. Normally, in the earlier stages, just like you said, it depends. Yeah, that's when the child is having learning difficulties. I quote: "When the child is learning difficulties, a child is not having any learning difficulties. At 3 years old, will you still be feeding your child? Spoon feeding your child? Can you tell me?"
It will also depend on how the child is
Developing, the child's development. Ordinarily, like we said, ideally,
They go to nurseries.
Ideally, yes.
At 1, the child, when they are eating, you should put 2 spoons in the bowl for them to be. That's where the physical. They have 7 areas of learning. They have several areas of learning. There are 3 primary areas. One is a PSED, personal, social, and emotional development. Then you have the communication, and you have the physical. When a child is not walking, is not using the hand, you will not know that there's problem. That's the physical. When a child is not able to crawl, that's when you know there's a problem. That's the physical. Because physical, a child needs to be crawling, need to be at least doing poo-poo, need to pick her hand, lift her hands up, try to stand, try to pick up the spoon. When they're a year old, at least a child should be able to take up a spoon, if not really feeding themselves properly, at least make a move of holding the spoon. Go into it and check.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are right.
So at 2, they should be trying to be potty trained. Because that 3 years to 4, they are ready to go to school. You can't tell me they will go to school with nappy. That's why the new curriculum, the government body is saying children are not progressing.
Because you can't even.
And I have another episode coming up about our young teenagers. Thank you. And if you have anything to say, could you please stand up to
Please,
say?
can I wrap up my presentation if you don't mind? Because um, I wanted to talk about how to identify, yeah, because we've talked about triggers, right? About our relationships, and then how to identify spotting signs when you see people with mental issues, and strategies that we can help to cope before. Sorry.
Yeah, and after that, I'll just play a clip, 1 minute 28 seconds, to back
Okay.
up what she's saying, so that we'll just watch it and see those triggers, the signs. Just 1 minute 28 seconds. Thank you.
It's getting cold. Yeah. But what you begin to see first of all, from when you begin to see things like withdrawal. Yeah, it's something the person used to enjoy. They don't enjoy it anymore. Yeah, you know that you begin to suspect something is wrong from usual activities, like what she said. She withdrew from people because at that time you have feelings of shame, right? I didn't do well. My business did not cope, or my marriage is not working, or something. And the people you usually relate with, you see that withdrawal. That is the first sign that there is a problem. And you find that sometimes an individual is incredibly sad, consistently sad. This is a bubbly woman that, if you see her, she's dressed ready to go. Most of the things she said just embodied it. Yeah, so but we need to, as we have now come here to the Mended Foundation, we should just take something we can take away. And even in managing our children, yeah, you see something, the child is something strange around about the way they behave. You know that something is wrong. If it's not sadness, it's maybe being irritable. Mom, can you take your cereal? No, mom, leave me alone. I'm okay. Your colleague, you'd be like, can you just put this chair there? The reaction, so you just step back and hang on. Something is going wrong here, and then, like, sometimes people tend to get hopeless, like what she mentioned. That is a really bad case. Yeah, my business is gone. How will I feed? She talked about 3 years, 9 months. That can drive some people crazy. Yeah, 3 years, 9 months. I don't know where the next meal will come out from. This is UK. It's not like Nigeria where you can call up how many people, family members. You are on your own. You have to feed your kids. And sometimes the most unreasonable people around you are your children. Yeah, because of pressure from their own peers, they project that pressure onto you. They don't care that mommy is going through life struggles, growing pain. Mom, I want that dress. And to you at that time, you're almost going round the bend. Or your husband wants to have that function that he has every day, and you're going crazy. So that kind of thing is, and then there's a change, appetite. You see food from morning till night. That person is not eating. Sleeplessness, or complete loss of energy. I don't want to go. Let's do this. You see this person that knows how to dance and rock, you tell you can't dance. That was when I knew one of my friends had a problem. She now told me, I'm too old to dance. This is, do you get? And then we're like, we just finished university. What happened? I beg, leave me. I don't old past that thing. Before we now knew that there was a deep underlying issue. The guy she wanted to get married to told her he was not doing anymore. And for some people, that is a big deal.
Yeah.
Do you know she didn't get married until she was like 51? Yes, she didn't get married. She still, because that is trauma. That if we had known at that time, maybe, would have helped. But funny enough, we didn't see each other for like 20 years. It was when I came here, like a couple of years later, that we now reconnected. When she was telling me all those things, I'm like, oh my God, my darling, I'm so sorry. She was going through a lot. So we should try. This is one of the benefits of coming here. And sometimes you hear some people, they say something as simple as, I'm fed up. I'm done with this life, you would think it's a joke. She said something that she goes back to the hospital, the person is gone. And believe me, the day before, that person must have told someone that this life, I'm done. Yeah? It is, don't ever take that lightly. If somebody says that, like, what's there? After all, you can just take Valium and pass on. I've heard some people say that, and they did it. And they did. So we have to, become, yes, we have to become like mental health guards now, around us. Let's put our guards up, because, sometimes that guilt, it never leaves you. If you could do something to help someone and you didn't do it by virtue of, it might not be money, it might be sharing of knowledge, sharing of information. All right. And I'll close with this about strategies to cope. This is one very good strategy to cope, like this foundation where we're meeting and staying socially connected. Please, nobody's an island, so don't try to be one.
It's an
Yes,
interaction.
we are interactive beings.
Session.
Yes.
So we should bring ideas. You should say things.
Yeah. So nobody's an island. Don't attempt to be an island. Yeah. So if you go somewhere, you see somebody coming, sitting down on her own, or is, oh my friend, what are you doing? Let us enjoy this life together. You get, some even simple strategies such as breathing. What did I tell you guys about counting up to 5? Sometimes, yes, before you respond. Sometimes breathing. People with mental, what do you call them? Like autism, ADHD. They give them sensory toys. Yes, sometimes to play. It helps. And me, in my foolishness, I never knew. I used to throw her toys because when she was small, she used to play with some kind of things. I'm just saying, just talking generally, but you don't know what that thing does for the person. She used to play with pens. What's that thing? Yeah, so she plays with it. I think it's a sensory thing for her. So sometimes when you see your children do some things, you just go back,
That's why
sit
some of
back,
them-
relax, and watch whatever is going on around that person. That is a child now.
Yeah,
talking.
that's why the children, you see them, they have their personal doll. When they go, they say they have their personal doll that
Personal doll.
comforts. They comfort
Thank
them.
you. Thank
you. Yeah. 7 years now, she refused to pray to me.
I'm
It's a
telling you.
big doll. She brought it here when I was doing my inspection. The doll was here. It's a big dolly, like that.
Yeah, so it's
Big
important,
black dolly.
And you cannot underestimate the power of resting. Yeah, rest. Try and eat well and sleep.
Communication
Please.
as well.
And yes, sleep.
Sharing of
You know,
ideas.
Yeah, and then you talked about prayers and places where sometimes you're not allowed to pray. But there is some people don't even believe in the power of prayer, but I believe in the power of positivity. Yeah, I try to say things that's positive. I try to see things in a better light. Some people see the cup half empty, but it's better to see the cup half full. Right? I had a boss. When we travel, this is a man that is planning to buy what do you call vessels for business. There was one trip that we went to what's this country? Sweden. It's not. What's the other one? Finland. We're trying to buy a vessel. Do you know, upon all the money that we spent when we went, the vessel we saw was not up to capacity. We that were in the team, we broke down like, Oga has lost a lot of money. Do you know what the man said to us? This trip is a success. I stood, I was looking at this man.
Which part of it?
I said, what is wrong with this man? He said, yes, this trip is a success. Let me tell you the success in this thing. And that thing has pushed that man. The man is a billionaire in Nigeria today as I speak. So I started to look at that man, and I now understood. Because in that whole situation, he picks only the positive things and throws the rest away. So he said, you see, now I understand the specification of the vessel. I understand. So when he was saying it, I said, oh, I see. So that is a projection for him to move to the next step. Yeah, so the power of positivity is very important. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
The thing is, African men don't like to talk about this thing.
You just push them. And that's why I'm glad with my husband, because he talks. Sometimes I'm like, that's too much.
Yeah.
But when I'm trying to, I'm like, okay, it's good that he talks. It's good that he opens up.
It's true.
And she-
But you're not the talking type. She's not
I
the
am
talking.
we're opposite.
She's not the talking type.
It's complimentary. Yeah. So one of you is talking and
Everyone has to find what works for them.
Exactly.
For some people, it's talking. For me, I go to the gym. I have my gym friends, and we're like this. We go out, we hang out. I remember when I started going to the gym like 4 or 5 years ago. My husband used to me just being at home, work home, take care of the kids. That was my life. And I was like, nah. I'm getting older. I need to go out. I need to do things. I don't want to burn out. I want to live long for my kids. I pray to God to bless me with long life, but I have to do my own part. I don't just sit at home and be like, I'm going to work home. I started going to the gym. Start going out with friends. I'll come home and say to my husband, we're going out tonight. And he look at me like, where are you going? At first it was like, we got young kids. I'm like, and then I'm like, yeah, I need to go out and experience and just have fun and just relax. And I think when you see the change in that, the person goes and comes back, is like, there's like, you're lighter, you're happier, you're like, I'm like, okay, this is a good thing. So we need to find what works for everyone. Yours might be talking, yours might be shopping, might be going out, music, important, talking to family, having people you can open up to.
I can do anything with music.
Music. And so what music does,
She might be a good dancer.
what music does, there's no, for me, no matter how sad or music comes up,
Yes.
like the first time I went out with my gym buddies, they were like, Aziza, we used to think you were very quiet. Once the music comes up, I let loose and I'm there for hours. And so we all have to like find what works for us. We should feel comfortable to open up to people. I think we all grow up with like African mothers who want to hold everything and be in charge of everything and nothing worries them. They're in charge, they're in control. But that's gone. You should open up. We're not perfect. There are things where I remember my mom was saying when my sister was talking about perimenopause and how it was affecting her. My mom was going, this perimenopause, menopause, whatever. When we was there, our time, there was nothing like this. It didn't affect us. And I had to remind my mom. I said there was a time when we were young. I was like 15, 16 at the time. My mom would just sit and cry, and my dad would be like, "What? I've gone to work. I've come back. What have you people done to your mom? Why is she crying?" And I was reminding her, I was like, "You were going through perimenopause and menopause at the time, and you were claiming it doesn't exist. Why would you just sit and cry at the time?" And she sat and she thought about it. Yeah, that's true. Why was I just getting upset at the time? Like, I don't know. So it exists. Let's move away from not wanting to talk about all the stigma. Someone will say I'm depressed and you're like, you have to come on that, you have to. No. First, you come first. It's when you're like there mentally, physically, that you cannot take care of your children and your husband. If you're constantly taking care of what will the children eat, I want to make my husband happy. Oh, I have to satisfy him sexually. My husband will know if I'm not happy with him myself, you're not getting anything.
That's it.
Everything has to be balanced and work well. All the young
So I'm gonna
check it online. They know all these things.
They know.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You know, we are saying so we're talking about communication.
Yeah.
You know, before we talk about communication, you have to be in an environment that is conducive for you to talk. So how will you go about, you're in a community, for example, you just moving into this area and it's just you and your family and you want to like also go out and what, let's say for example the first person you met is just like ignoring you, even good morning, the person is like, and the person passed. Second person, the same thing. You feel like, this neighborhood, they are not friendly. And then you see them staying indoors, telling the children, don't go out, this place is not nice. So how do you break that?
You find your people. There's no way it could be church, it could be work, it could be somewhere like gym. I'm telling you, with my gym, with my people that I met there, you meet some people and they realize, you move away from there, it's like, don't drag me down with your misery. You find the people that work. There's nowhere you go, you find people. It's to find those people that you know you can trust. Not the people that you sit and chat with and 2 weeks time someone else is telling all your stories, someone knows everything. You study. For me, I study people first. Before I start opening up to you about my life or whatever, I will know the kind of person. If you're a basket mouth that talks to everyone and likes to tell people stories, I won't talk to you. I'll just say hi. You find your. It might not happen instantly. Just gradual process. Don't be hard on yourself. You find people that you can talk with, share with, and gradually you build on that friendship, you build on the relationship, and you know, I can open up to you, I can share things with you. It might just be that one friend. Me, I'm not the kind of, there's some people who have hundreds. I keep my circle small. If you're in my circle, you know you're in my circle. I don't like, she
The
knows
crowd.
me. I don't do 100, 500 friends. If I've got 6, 7 friends that I know
That's
these
what's
are
meant to
people
be.
I can hold on to, those are my people.